Hey everyone, Dogmatic71 here, and welcome to Dogmatic DIY. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to, as you can see, I got a drawer here. It holds all my screws and nails and stuff like that and other little things. When it's all in there, it looks kind of unorganized. So I'm thinking to myself, how can I organize it? So what I'm going to do is I had some scrap piece of 1/4 inch plywood, and I have cut them. I only needed about 3 inches high. See, I don't need it the full height. So I'm going to cut these to 3 inches height, and I'm going to cut little slats out of them. That way I can crisscrossing them and make kind of dividers. So then I'll be able to put my screws based on and nails based on sizes, and it'll be a lot neater, and things won't be sliding all over or mixing together. So I'm going to cut some out and do a little quick layout, and then I'll come back. Okay, I'll give you a little quick update here. So what I did is I kind of placed things where I think they're going to go. Well, not in that order, but width-wise. So for my screws here, you got some with the handles here, so I want to make sure. So this one's going to be about 6.5 from the edge here. Then I do have these nails that are thinner, so I'm just going to keep that. I'm going to keep that at 4. And then I'm going to leave the slot in the middle. So what I can do too is I will have slots here in between. I did, as you can see, this one here is this one is my width. So I measured 6.5 over and cut out halfway. So this is 3 inches high. I cut it 1.5 inches, so it's going to slit, and then this is 4 inch. So when I slide them in here, let me show you. So can you see that here? That'll go into there at 6.5, and one here, and there's the 4 right here. So what I did is first, I just took a little, gotta get to the C here, I'll take this out. Right, with that, trying to maneuver around here. I'm gonna take the slats out. So what I did is I glued little pieces here and here. Because what I'm going to want is I want a piece to go over, and then a piece that'll be able to sit through this. So like this piece, I'll notch it out at the top, put a little notch here, just so it kind of sits in there. And then what I'll do is, as you can see, these other pieces that go in here, they'll go in between. I'll measure that, and then I'll cut ones that go this way. I'll cut them out of the top section, and then the long pieces here I'll cut them out of the bottom section. So when they sit on top, you won't be able to see the slat. You'll be able to see the slats, but they won't be visible. I might be making other people confused about that, so I guess what I can do is just show you. So what I did is, see, remember I did over here, I'm just letting this piece glue dry, and then I'm going to put this piece across from it, and then glue that, because those pieces will be permanent. It's the slots in between I can always adjust later on if I needed to. Okay, so rather than confuse everybody a little bit more, I'm going to cut out a bunch of the slats, and then I'm going to kind of organize it. Then you can see actually how it looks, how it goes together, and then you might understand. Then I'll try to explain it with as they're going together. So hopefully it'll make a little bit more sense. Okay, so I'll be right back. So kind of make it easier to understand, I'm going to kind of take apart each section and show you. Okay, so let's start by taking out some of the dividers here. That way I can show you kind of how it's put together. It might be easier to explain. Now, all I did was I had some 1/4-inch plywood lying around. I had a nice little strip there, and what I did is I cut it into 3-inch widths because I don't really need it much higher. Even if my drawer can hold higher, I only need enough to make a divider, right? So I just cut them all into strips. Now, careful with the 1/4-inch plywood, because if you use a saw like this, you're going to rip it apart, right? So you're better off just using a jig. Jigsaws with a small, I'll show you here of mine, a little tiny blade here. I don't know if you can see. It's not coming into focus, but it's the blades. Oh, there it is. Blades themselves are really tiny, so it doesn't rip apart, especially 1/4-inch. So what will happen is if you have a big teeth, it'll rip apart like this. Or if you use your a little saw like that, it'll rip it apart. So using the jig, it goes through it really quick because it's so thin. So now, what I did is I just took one piece here. I had the handle, so what I did is I took a little piece behind it and glued it, and then put this piece just because of the screws there. Then I took the width of my drawer and I laid it out first, what I wanted. So this section here is 4-inch, and this section here is 6.5. You can see some lines as I was going to do an equal, but worked out better when I put all the stuff in first to see how I wanted it to look first, before just thinking, oh, maybe we'll just do this. And then you could always cut a bunch of different slots if you want. I thought about doing that way if it changes in the future, I can but I can always, this is 1/4-inch stuff, I can cut it. So then what I did is I did the same thing with the back. So I got slots in the back. So I took the length of my drawer, and then I cut, let's see if you can see it. I cut it out, the length. And what I did is, where I have the notches here, I did a little notch out here. Just a little on each side here, as you can see. So it'll sit on there. So there. So now you can see it sits right on there. And then what I did is I measured again with having all my screws and nails in the drawer. I measured here what I want. So this one here and this one here, from here to here, I did 6 inches and 6-inch. Okay, so what you do is I'm going to put the other lengthwise one in. So now you can see I got 2 of them, both 6-inch here and 6-inch from the back front. Okay, so once I measured that, I marked it here, and then I cut down half the width. So this is a 3-inch, so I cut down 1.5 inches. Notched it out 1/4-inch wide, so the other slats can fit in, the other pieces can fit in, right? And then I took the width, I measured the width, and I cut it the width, and then what I did is I took a measurement, I lined this up, and then I said, okay, this is 4" from here, 6.5 from here. I cut the notches again halfway, so 1.5 inches, but this way it goes down like this. So now once I put it in, you'll see you don't see the slats there. You have 1.5 inches there, so it almost makes it like a little checkerboard. So I did another one here, same thing, 4" and 6.5 from each side. There. Okay. See? Nice fit. So then, if I want to put one thing of nails there, what I did here is I want these nails here. So I did that. Put those nails in there. Some screws. So I figure since this is 6" here, I can go like this and put these in here, the smaller ones. Then I made, so what you want to do is I want to put what I use the most closer to the front, right? And then put what I use the least, which would be at the back, right? So as you can see, I use a bunch of little things here for making stuff. When I'm building bigger things, I use the 2.5, especially if I'm using 2x4s and stuff like that, and 1.25 inches. And then my 3" I probably use the least out of all of these. Okay, same with my nails. I got a bunch of different size nails. Like this one here is actually I don't use as much, so I can put that in the back one, right? I use these, and actually what I did is I stacked them. See, I got not a lot left on those, but I got some there, so there, right? So then I can put other stuff in there. See, nice and easy, organized. Now if you want to cut different little holes, just in case you want to change, go right ahead. I may do that in the future as well, just cut additional holes in case I want to make it another one here to separate them or whatever. But this is 1/4 inch. It's nice and easy, cuts fast. I know there's lots of ways to make these dividers. You can buy little plastic things or whatever. But I had this 1/4 inch plywood just laying around, and it's been here for a while, and I figured why not, and nice and neat and organized now, things won't slide around. So it was what comes together nice and quick. It didn't take very long. You can pretty much do it in an hour, and your drawer is done. Okay, so if you got any questions, leave in the comment section below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that bell to be notified when I post another video, and we'll talk to you later.